Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Hyphenate here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to play multiplayer on your Nintendo 64 emulator. Now in this video, I'm not going to show you guys how to install or set up the emulator. I already have another video on this channel with the detailed process, and if you guys want to watch that, I do have a link in the description of this video. So this video is going to specifically focus on multiplayer, how to have multiple controllers hooked up to your device and play multiplayer games. So I'm going to assume that you've already watched the other video and have already fully set up your emulator and your controller to map all the buttons. In that last video, I mentioned that you need the CLDAY adapter connected to your Android device, and you need an external remote controller. Now you're gonna need multiple controllers depending on how many players you wanna do. So today's example, I'm gonna show you with only 2 controllers, but all this that I'm about to explain is gonna work with 3 or 4 controllers as well. So in order to play multiplayer on your Android device, you're gonna need one more accessory that's gonna connect to the CLDAY adapter, and that is a USB hub. Now here I have a really cheap USB hub that was actually given to me as a promotional material. It doesn't have any power source to it, so it doesn't require it to connect to the wall. It just connects with a micro USB to a USB type A. Now this USB type A is gonna connect to the CLDAY adapter that's connected to your Android device. And then this hub has 4 USB type A ports. Now you can use pretty much any USB hub that connects via USB type A. It doesn't need anything fancy. These controllers that are external that connect to the Android device don't require a lot of power. So let's get straight into the setup. Once you have your adapter hooked up to your device, go ahead and get the hub, connect that to the USB type A. Now go ahead and get your controller and connect your first one to any of the ports on the hub. So connecting the controller to one of the ports on the hub, then getting the other controller and hooking that up to any port on the hub as well. And now I have 2 controllers hooked up to this port, and it running through the CLDAY adapter is gonna allow both of them to actually work on my phone. Now again, you can use 3 or even 4 controllers. So now in the Nintendo 64 emulator, we're gonna launch a multiplayer game. We're gonna play Mario Kart 64. We're gonna click on the game. Now before I start the game, we're gonna click on settings. And then from here, we're gonna scroll down to where it says controller. Click on that. And now we're gonna choose controller 1 profile. For this one, we're gonna use power A, which I showed how to do on the last video. And then controller 2, also power A. And if you had a 3rd and 4th controller, then you would also choose the profiles that you created. Then from there, we're gonna scroll down still in that controller menu. Here towards the bottom, you're gonna see use default player mapping. By default, that already is checked. But when you're doing multiplayer, you have to actually uncheck that. And then now underneath that, you'll see multiplayer. It says define each player's controllers. Go ahead and click on that. And now you're gonna click on player 1. And then all you have to do is on whatever controller you want to be player 1, move any key. So I can press any button. And now that is player 1. Then to identify player 2, click on player 2. And then with your second controller, press any button. And now player 2 is identified. If you're using 3 or 4 players, then you're gonna have to continue that process until you have all controllers identified. And that's pretty much all you have to do. Go ahead and click back, click back, click back, and then go ahead and start the game. And now when you start the game, it's gonna function just as if you had your original controllers hooked up to a Nintendo 64, and they're gonna follow along with whatever controller you mapped as 1, 2, 3, 4. So go ahead and start the game. And I'm gonna go to multiplayer. We're gonna go to 2 player because I only have 2 controllers hooked up. We're gonna go to battle, press OK. And now you see on the game that there are 2 players, and using the 2 remote controls, you can go ahead and move it and everything functions normally. So here off the screen, I have my good friend Amari. He can't really see the game, so it's gonna allow me to have a little advantage over him. But go ahead and just hold on to B so you can move, and jump with R, do little things. So you can see that we can both play. And as you can see, everything works just as it normally would. So that is simply how you do multiplayer on the Nintendo 64 emulator using multiple controllers. Everything that I mentioned in the previous video, plus a USB hub connected to the CLDAY adapter, and you're good to go. If you guys are interested in getting any of the accessories that I mentioned in this video or previous video, I do have the links in the description. Please make sure to drop a like on this video, drop a comment below if you have any questions, and please make sure to subscribe. I have a lot more videos coming soon. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.